Pregame.tv, NFL action. We're going to fast forward to November 18th. Yes, we're going to go post-Halloween, right before Thanksgiving. Monday night game in Carolina, New England at Carolina. New England is laying 3.5 in this game, and we have not seen any example of more disparity in betting during the summer than these two teams. Money is pouring in on Carolina on their season win. Open 7 now, up to over 7.5, lay $1.20. Pouring in against the Patriots at 1.11.5. I've actually started to see a couple 10.5s pop up on this. Brian, is that money going to continue throughout the summer?
Possibly. You don't know what the breaking point is there. But all New England has to do is look good in the preseason with their new receivers, and then everybody will forget about what's happened in the past.
Do people really care what happens in the preseason? Other than week 3? Week 3 they care.
Oh, yeah. Remember when the Rams won the Super Bowl and they looked really good in the preseason? I mean, there was people that originally got them at, 200-1? But by the time the season started, there was a lot of value lost in that. So you could see a team that's starting, especially if they got a new coaching staff or they hired a new offensive coordinator, it goes off in the preseason, the lines will move.
You know, that Rams, the funny thing about that is that their season win number was 7 to 7.5. And when Trent Green went down with the knee injury, it crashed down, and some guys said, I can't believe I got the Rams under 7.5 and even under 7, lay $1.30, close 6.5. And they're like, this is the greatest ticket ever. It's a quarterback league, and they got a guy that's a grocery store guy, and he's going to be their starter.
Trent Green, I was at the Hall of Fame. I didn't see his statue up there.
No.
Nothing against the guy who got injured, but I mean, he was a pretty good quarterback, but it wasn't Tom Brady.
I think Kurt Warner taking Arizona to the Super Bowl has got to be a Guinness Book of World Records of some sort.
I'm not one of those guys that is a big fan of players. I really like Kurt Warner. He's just a class guy. He's a hell of a ball player. I just had to say it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And the hard part for me here is that I love Belichick, and I keep having flashbacks of Cam Newton, like horror stories. I remember that one game against Atlanta when all they needed to do was running out the clock at midfield to get a first down, and he carries the ball like you might carry your algebra book back in 7th grade, and kid comes down, just slaps your hand, the ball goes flying, they have to punt. Atlanta winds up winning on a Hail Mary and getting into I think field goal range in that game. But I hate Cam Newton and the way he plays some of the games late. But yeah, I have to look at the stats. And if there was any NFL team that should have, coulda, woulda, should have been 9-7 last year and had a losing record, it was Carolina.
I don't want to steal too much of your thunder before you get into your reasoning for the pick.
Steal it.
Well, I know why you like the Patriots. I mean, they're coming off of a bye. And they previously Pittsburgh, Miami, and the Jets. And they got Denver on deck. So the spot for going against New England here is just screaming. They're coming off the bye. As I said, they got Denver on deck. Just played 3 monsters right before that. What do they care about playing a non-conference game here against Carolina?
It's a Monday night game, though.
Yeah, they had Monday night games. How many times is New England on Monday night a year? I mean, obviously it means a lot to the players, but it means more to Carolina. But I did go back, and, Belichick is only 11-14 with extra rest, which really surprises me. I don't know if that includes, it just surprised me. I just thought with Belichick that he'd be very good off of a bye. He really hasn't been. But, you take a look at Carolina from a scheduling standpoint. They're off of San Francisco, very physical team. San Francisco is the new Pittsburgh Steelers. That
right, the week after you used to play Pittsburgh, you don't cover.
And the 2 games before that, they just played Atlanta and Tampa Bay, divisional rivals. Now, granted, as we just talked about, this is Monday Night Football for Carolina. But what I'm looking for is the game after this. It's got to be a letdown situation for Carolina.
Excellent.
I don't have the schedule in front of me, but that's something I want to look at.
That is really good. What I'm going with here is that oftentimes I don't spend that much time breaking down the actual scheduling spot. I just look for power ratings, and I know this is going to be Carolina's. They're going to be sky high. The crowd. This is a Monday night against the Patriots. The crowd's going to be juiced. I got a Monday night home underdog, which I always want to look to take. But I'm following the money here. I see the money, and I agree with it. I think Carolina should be able to win 8 games this year. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Patriots are going to miss the playoffs this year. Miami's going to win that division at 6-1, which I just bet up at Aliante Station. division, courtesy of Steve Ferrero. Thank you, Steve. It's the first time I think I've ever had a bookmaker suggest a bet that I should be making that's available at his joints. And so I went ahead and grabbed the 6-1.
I don't know if it's a good thing if the bookmaker's telling you what to bet.
Maybe I want a piece of it, but they have yes/no at Aliante. You can bet yes or no every team to win the division. Yeah, will they or will they not? Obviously with VIG, but that's outstanding to offer it both ways. But the more I think about this, it's like people are like, well, it's Belichick, it's Brady, these guys, they do it year after year, and you know what? I'm sure that back in 1981, when the Bengals started 3-0 and the Steelers had the 4 championships, and people are like, oh, the Bengals started well, but they're, the Steelers are the class. And same thing when Dallas wins their 3 Super Bowls, and they're like, they start a little slow, but they're going to go ahead and right the ship. At some point, all these dynasties crash and burn. And I really think this is the year that New England is plus 70 in turnovers the last 3 years. They're plus 70.
There's a reason why they're plus 70.
It can't go any higher.
They have one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL.
The guy's on one
They've got
leg.
one of the best coaches in the history of the NFL. And, of course, I've got to disagree with you on something. We were just talking about dynasties.
Coach ever. You think the players like that?
Dynasty. Well, the players like him. The press hates him. You're talking about dynasties, but yet the Steelers, you're high on the Steelers this year.
I am high on the Steelers.
I'm concerned about that one.
Number one defense last year in total yards given up. Number 1 defense the year before. Big Ben went down 3 games, came back against San Diego, wasn't ready to go. People are like, oh, what if Big Ben goes down this year? And I was like, he went down last year. They would have been
every year.
They would have. No,
that's one tough guy.
They were 12-4 the year before. They would have been. They were 6-2. They would have been 12-4 again, and they got screwed when he went down. And then the Byron Sandwich and Charlie Batch wore their Bumblebee uniforms and donked off the season against your Cleveland Browns, who never, ever beat Pittsburgh, and they turned it over 9 times.
All we've got to do is beat the Steelers. That's all I care about.
Yeah, well,
we're not going to go to the Super Bowl.
Once every 6 years, you get that done. But I digress. In this case, I think the Patriots are going to go down the drain this year, and I think it wouldn't shock me. November 18th, Carolina's going to be favored in this game by the time this one goes off, and you're getting 3.5 favored.
That's a bold prediction.
That's a bold prediction. Write it down. Barry, you documenting that one? Let's do it. Let's make it official. You're stealing with the Carolina Panthers plus 3.5 by November 18th. The Belichick reign of terror will be over. Brady is a statue. He has no one to throw to. It's easy to say New England just wins every year. Well, Belichick coached Bryan Leonard's Cleveland Browns. They didn't have any receivers, and he didn't win for them. They're not going to win this year. At some point, I don't care that you're a great coach. You need to have playmakers. You need to have a quarterback that isn't walking around on one leg with a boot with his other leg that he should be in. Carolina is up and coming. This is their game of the year. I expect them to have a fine season, probably 9-7. Carolina, outright winner, and they will be favored by the time this one goes off. It is a very strong free play.
Sounds good.
Always good to have an opinion.
Although you had to dog my Browns. In fact, I was watching.
Your Browns suck.
I hate to extend this video, but I will do it anyway.
Extend it.
They got a new TV show. It's actually pretty good, Under the Dome.
Under the Dome.
And the world's about to end. I hope everybody's
Cleveland's getting a dome
TiVo'd this. Anyway, they got a guy there. He's a bookie, and he had to pay his guy. And he goes, hey, I bet the Browns. What can you do? They even got a dog of the Browns on a series on the TV.
Well, the whole northern Ohio, they got the Glass Bowl in Toledo. Someone's like, oh, it's supposed to snow there. And I'm like, it's the Glass Bowl. It's like, why is it a bowl and a glass bowl at that when it's outside? Talk to me.
I just assumed it was a bong.
That's the
world's largest bong.
That is
Toledo,
the
Ohio.
Specialty. That is why Bryan Leonard is a proven winner, 2-time finalist in the Cantor Showdown, while I'm getting bounced in the semifinals. So thanks for joining us. We're going to be doing videos all summer long, coming in the fall football season. I cannot wait. I'm going to win the LVH contest again this year. It will be my 3rd title. There's only 800 other entries. I think I can pull it off. Thanks for joining us at pregame.tv. Excellent.